Welcome to the Insightfulbabes podcast. We have created a new community for all the hustlers, dreamers, outsiders, and visionaries out there coming from Hispanic traditional beliefs. We've decided to share our entrepreneurship journey, our ups and downs, and hope to inspire, empower, and help others who are not being themselves because of fear or traditional beliefs. Hello, and welcome back to Insightfulbabes podcast. Today we have Fernanda Kelly. She's an actress, TV host, and an entrepreneur. Hi, Fernanda.
Hi.
Hola, bienvenida, Insightfulbabes. It's really great to have you here with us. Gracias por tomarte este tiempo y estar aquí con nosotras.
No way. I'm so excited. I love talking to my girls, so thank you for having me.
Thank you. There's so much that we want to talk about, and I want to start off by maybe you telling our audience a little bit about yourself. ¿Quién es Fernanda Kelly?
Sure. So I'm a girl that was born in San Diego, raised in Mexico, in Tijuana, by two Mazatlecos. My parents were born in Mazatlan, Sinaloa. All of my family, actually, I'm the first generation in the States. Ooh. And yeah, I mean, I had a pretty normal childhood full of love, piñatas, tías, pan dulce, Tijuana, just the best tacos. Yeah. And then my parents decided to move to San Diego, and we were kind of like forced into this bicultural world when I was 8. Yeah. And, I had to learn English. I went through the bullying. I mean, the whole 9 yards, I lived through it. And then I went to San Diego State University to study journalism when I was 18. I got a scholarship and I studied there for a minute, and then I just moved to LA. I knew I wanted to be an actress from when I was 8. And so I just pursued acting and hosting. And 20 years later, I'm still here. That's me.
Yeah. I would really like to know how that whole passion of acting started, because you did share with us that it started with you seeing Rocío Dúrcal perform. How was that?
Oh, it gives me chills. I always get emotional because, when I was 8 years old, like I would see Rocío Dúrcal in Siempre en Domingo. Remember that? I don't know how old you guys are, but you guys are very young. But it was a show on TV, and it was a Sunday show, and she would just go on there and sing and perform, and her hands and her dresses.
Oh, yes.
She would just fly across, the floor, and she was so dramatic when she looked at the camera, and it was just like she made me feel all these emotions, and I was like, who is this? Like, how can this be? And then so I would just play her on my parents' record player, and I would just fly. Like my mind would just fly as if I was her, and that's when I knew, I just knew then that I was a performer.
Yeah. Absolutely. I feel like we could all relate to that, like siempre veamos a alguien that you're like, oh my gosh, I want to be like that person,
Yes.
Cuando cantaba con Juan Gabriel. That was like, whoa, like hella extra performing.
Yeah, it's funny because even now when I have my go-to music when I'm super stressed and I need to just come down and and work with my mindset at ease, I play her with Juan Gabriel. She's one of my go-to for sure, and it just makes me, it comes back to the peaceful moments of my life when I was a child and not suffering for anything.
Yeah. We may be a little too young for Siempre en Domingo, but I do know the show because of my mother. I siempre pone Siempre en Domingo on YouTube, and I remember also ¿Cómo pasa así, no? It's and I love
Francisco, I grew up with Don Francisco.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah.
See. Okay, so you do a lot of things, and I know you started off with acting. So let's go back to when you started college, right? And why was it that you started with journalism?
Yeah, I had an interesting journey with school because I have always been really good at, academics. Like I love studying, I love reading. And so I did get a scholarship. And my father, when I was given this opportunity to choose the school and what I was going to study, I told my dad I wanted to be an actor. And he was like, what is that? Like, no way. Like, you have to study something that is a career. And I was like, well, that is a career. Like, I'm going to go to NYU and I'm going to, I wanted to go to New York. And my dad's like, please don't go that far. Like, just stay home, stay close, and study something that's going to help you in the long run. And I was like, so what am I going to study? I mean, I don't know. So I just literally made it up. I was like, what's the closest in my head, in my innocent head? I was like, what's the closest to an actor? I was like, who else is on camera? A journalist. So I was like, let me be a journalist. And so I decided to study journalism, but it wasn't a mistake. It was just not. It's not at all the same. I mean, it's two different worlds.
Yeah, of course. I wanted to do journalism too, and I thought, like, once I got like a couple of the classes, I was like, this is not what I expected.
Yeah, I mean, and back then, I'm sure now it's different, but back then it was all writing. I mean, I was writing for newspapers and writing, and it's like, I don't want to write. I want to perform. Like, where's the performing part? When do I get out to be on front of the camera? And it's never. Because that's not what a journalist does until you get that opportunity, which is 1 in a million. It's like very hard to get a place on TV, even though there's so many. It's very hard.
Yeah, and then we'll bring it up. It's hard to get in the television industry. What were like some ups and downs that you encountered, like being a Latina already in that television and fashion industry?
Yeah, I don't know if because I was born and raised in a border, I never felt that because I was a Latina, I had an obstacle, right? I was raised in Tijuana, born in San Diego, and I would go back and forth all the time. So I was always very bicultural. And so I was always part of both worlds. I was never just one world and then another, and all of a sudden I'm this and that. No. So growing up and becoming, a professional in the industry, I never felt like I had to define myself as a Latina. I was just Fernanda, where are you from? From San Diego, from Mexico, wherever you want me from, like whatever.
Yeah.
And I was really, I think now it's a thing. It's become a thing now to really have like the Latinidad and the Latinx. I mean, we've gone that far, right? To add the X at the end. But when I was 20, you were just a girl.
Yeah.
And that was it. I mean, I was on demand because I had them neutral. That was that was the obstacle when I was growing, or when I was 20, when I started my career. The obstacle or the benefit of my life was that I had the neutral Spanish. I can say that the problem when I was in the business at the younger age was for everybody else that was not Mexican American. It was the Puerto Ricans, the Colombians, the Venezuelans, the Salvadoreñas. They had an accent that was not neutral, and so they weren't getting jobs. It wasn't about Latinas. It was about, what do you speak neutral Spanish? And I always did, because I come from Mexico, and I don't come from México DF, que hablan así, las chilangas, ¿sabes? I don't have that. And so I never struggled. I really did. Now I'm struggling more.
Yeah.
Now in 2020, I'm struggling more than ever.
That's crazy. I never thought about in that sense. Yeah, you're so right though.
It's super crazy because now, because of my background, I feel like there's an expectation that I have to be pro Latinas. And I'm not. I love my Latina women. I am a Latina, but I embrace all women.
Yeah.
I don't believe in separation because of where you come from. I don't believe that I have to join this one club in order to belong or feel like I'm doing something for my community. So I just really watch out, like with my brand and everything that I do, that it's not about the Latinas, it's about the women.
The women, yeah.
Yeah. It's about us as women making the change and uniting no matter where we come from.
I think it's a lot like that nowadays, and you're right, like especially 2020, I feel like it was a lot of like division and a lot of like things like that. So I feel like como que you're right, everyone should be united and it should be women empowerment. Doesn't matter where you come from, color, anything, it should just be empowerment all through.
Yeah, and I understand we need to give ourselves, the Latinas a voice, because there is a gender gap. There's, the payment gap of being a Latina woman. I understand all the political parts of it, but I feel that once we get out of the victim or of the because I am this, then that's how it is. It's more like, because I am this, I deserve that.
Right.
It's a switch in the brain, but it's very politically.
Sí, sadly, así es. Así es. Pero no, like it's possible, it is possible to think that way. And we eventually are going to have to think that way, porque si no, nada más, it's kind of like, it's going to keep on going on and going on. Y lo mismo. And it's like, no, we have to like break that chain. Porque, ¿verdad? Sí. So, a ver, Fer, let us know, how was it for you to like you started as a TV host. How was that for you? Because I know you wanted to start acting, but then you started as a TV host. How was that experience for you?
It's so crazy. Well, I did come to LA and I studied acting. And so while I was auditioning for my acting gigs, I went on to audition for a movie, and there was a producer of a TV show right around the corner, and he saw me. And he was like, "Hey, do you want to come and audition for a TV show?" And I was just like, "What? What do you mean?" And he's like, "I need a host, and I saw you, and you might be able to do this." Like, super random. And I was like, "Well, what do I need to do?" He's like, "You need to speak Spanglish." And back in the day, no se hablaba Spanglish. It was either Spanish or English. That was my background. No el pochismo, no, la la. And so I was like, "Well, I don't know how to speak pocha, like, but if you teach me, I can do this, like, if you're going to pay me." And so he's like, "If you come every single day for 2 weeks, I'll teach you how to speak pocha, like how to speak Spanish." And I was like, "Let's do it." So I went there for 2 weeks, and 2 weeks after, I was like the #1 pocha in the world. I was like talking Spanish, Espanol, English, like you're going back and forth. And Bajas were like, "What the hell is this? Who is this woman?" And I was just like, and then I had my show. I had a TV show, and it was a worldwide TV show. It's crazy because Mundos back then was worldwide. I mean, you could see me in Europe, in China, in Japan, in Mexico.
Oh my God.
It was crazy. And I was making like $0, like very little money, but I had so much fun. And from there, it just, all these other shows came over, and I kept working with the same people, though. The same people would call me because they would move on to different bigger companies, and then they would call me. And in between, I would do acting gigs and so forth, plays and movies and commercials, all that.
Yeah. So I'm really excited, and I want to talk about your brand, Conovarios. Oh my gosh, I think that's amazing. The name is just so perfect. I love it.
Thank you. Yeah, that's my baby. I mean, it really put me on a place where I was searching to be really, really, really deeply in my heart. Like, it's an answer to my prayer. Like, the Conovarios brand really encompasses and explains who Fernanda is, which is a woman of strength, a woman with sensitivity, a woman that, has all these layers, because our ovarios are so sensitive, but they're also the strongest. I mean, they are the strongest than the male part of the man. It's like the conovario is so strong on its own. So it's just like, I feel that's the definition of me. I'm a fighter, I'm all that. And so when I was able to create that on a shirt, and then to see the reaction of my environment and the women in my surroundings, it was so awesome. And so that has taken my brand NYTAQ, which is my store. That's the name of the store, Not Your Typical Average Queen, to another level. And I keep building on it. And now it has just become a brand. I mean, I actually just registered an LLC, and it's called Conovarios LLC.
Wow. So, congrats.
Thank you. I'm so happy. So it's become something really special.
Yeah. And like for usually like Mexicans, todos decimos con huevos,
Right?
¿no?
Yeah.
And I love what you did. Ahora le pusiste con ovarios.
Oh, no, varios,
Yeah.
because that's how we do things. You know,
Mhm.
people will always ask me, ¿Cómo le haces, Fernanda? How do you not give up? I can't believe, you know, you should already be married. You should be this, you should be that. Why aren't you? And I would be
Yeah.
like, well, because it takes thick skin, it takes your dreams, it takes con huevos. And I was like, no, I don't have huevos. It's like I have ovarios. And that's where I was like, oh my God, ovarios. That's how I can do this.
See,
That's
super
so
creative. I
Yeah.
love that. You know, let's talk about the jackets. I saw on the online website that you're selling vegan jackets. Talk a little bit about that.
Yes, so I don't eat meat, Maria. Like I've always gone on and off being vegetarian and so forth. And so I have been not vegan, vegetarian for the past, I don't know, maybe like 9 years. And to me, it's very important. I love animals. You know, I embrace like just human life and just like animal life and every life on this earth. I acknowledge and appreciate it. And so I just wanted to make sure that with my brand, it was such a clear statement that that's one of my principles of life. And so I was like, how can I make this very clear to my audience that this store is vegan? I was like, well, that's it. I'm going to make everything vegan. Like no animal will be hurt with this brand. And so everything is vegan. My Palo Santo spray is vegan. My candles are vegan. My jackets are vegan. And then the reason why these jackets are so special too, and not only because they're vegan, is because I work with women artists. That was also another vision that I had with NYTAQ. I wanted to support women artists like myself. I know how hard it is. I know how difficult it is for someone to give women artists an opportunity when they're not famous. So I was like, I'm going to work with all the women artists that I want, even if it's by creating one little thing or like a big jacket or a big dress. But I want them to put their touch on the items. I'm not going to tell them what to do. It just has to be, the only thing I ask from them, from the artist, is that it has to be original for NYTAQ. They cannot replicate it anywhere else. And they can't replicate it. And it has to be the NYTAQ vibe, which is empowerment. You know, it's like, so that's why it's so special, because they're vegan and it comes from an artist, a woman artist.
Yeah, it's original.
And inspiring and empowering. And I love that. I love that. We need more of that.
Yeah.
For sure. Yeah. So, okay. Alrighty. I want to jump into your entrepreneurship journey, because we started off, you started college, you did journalism, then you went to the acting school, right? And then you did some of that, TV hosting, and then de la nada, vámonos, te fuiste entrepreneurship journey. So how was that for you?
Oh my God, crazy. It's still crazy. It's still super crazy. I've never worked so much, like such hard labor in my life than this right now. So basically, yes, my show was canceled because, you know, Univision was changing their people, and my boss got fired and we all got laid off. And I knew I didn't want to go back to TV, at least not in the moment. So I was like, what am I going to do? What am I going to do with my life, with myself, other than act? You know, I was doing plays and everything that I've always done. It's like, I've never stopped acting, but I was like, how can I invest my time in my mission? What is my mission? And my mission has always been to inspire. So I was like, I need to have a vehicle where I can express myself. And I would think like a radio show. No, I don't want a radio show. You know, I didn't want anything in the entertainment industry. So I was like, I'm going to create clothes so that I can put whatever I'm thinking on a t-shirt and just sell it. You know, like I have so much to say. So I'm going to put everything anywhere and sell it. And so that's how I started, really. I mean, I still don't know anything about business. I mean, I'm learning as I go. And it's been, you know, a year and a half for NYTAQ. And it's not easy. Not easy. But I have such a clear mission, and I have such a deep connection and passion with what I'm doing that I don't care what it takes. I'm just going to do it. If I don't sleep, if I don't, you know, if I get gray hairs, I don't care. It's like, bring it. I need to see this happen. So what is it going to take?
Yeah.
Yeah. What helps you with creativity? Like to find creativity?
A really good question. I don't think anyone's asked me that. What helps me with creativity? I guess being creative to me means being yourself.
Mm.
When you are creative, you don't really have to think.
Yeah.
Because I feel that the minute we start thinking, it's like you're acting, you're pretending, you're trying too hard. So I feel like at the moments when I'm most creative, and I'm sure it happens to you ladies, maybe Diana, it happens to you too, is when I'm in the shower. And why does it happen in the shower? It's because it's when I'm more relaxed. Yeah. When I'm more in the moment, just chilling and freaking finally having a second for myself without the freaking phone, and I'm just like letting the water fall on me. And that's when things come. So what is creativity? Creativity is being really in tune and in rhythm and connected to yourself. So what helps me create is listening without fear to that inner Fernanda, to the real Fernanda, and not being scared to be judged. I don't care if you like what I have. This is what I have inside. I know there's going to be someone else that feels just like me because I'm not the only one. We're never the only ones. I mean, usually we're going through the same thing, right? I'm sure you two sometimes call each other, oh my God, that happened to me today too. Like, we're so connected. And as women, it's like, so it's being authentic, being real.
Mm-hmm.
What advice would you give somebody that, like, women out there that just can't be themselves? Like, they're scared to be out, like, just be themselves. Like, what would you tell them?
Yeah, that's very hard, because I feel the reason why we can't be ourselves is because we have some sort of trauma or, something that is making us believe that we can't be ourselves. And it's usually something outside of ourselves, whether it's a parent, a sister, your boyfriend, your husband, your boss. Something in your immediate environment is reflecting that you cannot be this way or else. Or, how dare you? It's all these judgments that people put on us that we start believing and making them real. So I feel like the first step is to really release all the environment judgments on yourself and just connect to, what do I want in my life? What would be, if I had a magic wand, how can I make all my dreams a reality? And so you start thinking, then what are my dreams? And what is this? And what is that? And so you start tapping into that's inside of you that no one knows. Yeah. And then you start shutting off the noise. But it's a process. It's a back and forth. It's not easy. But I feel like if we just start by connecting with, what do I want for myself? Forget about being confident or, like, it's asking yourself, even daring to ask yourself that question. What do I want for my life right now, in 1 year, in 5 years, in 10 years? And then I feel like that will at least get you in the rhythm of, okay, I want something for myself. This is what I want.
Yeah, because sometimes we're even too scared to even say that out loud. Like, you want that for yourself.
Yes. I mean, I feel like, I don't know why it's so hard for us as women to just dream big. Yeah. I mean, I feel like we've been taught to do something that it's not necessarily for all of us, which is become a mom, a wife, I don't know, whatever it is. But there's so much more we can be, and that. Yeah. So it's tapping into, what do I want? It's all, there's only one reason why we're in this world, and it's to be happy. So if we ask ourselves, what makes me happy? That's what we have to do. And then go from there.
Yeah.
Sí,
Ooh,
pues
I
I
like
don't know
that.
about y'all, pero I want some tacos right now. Con una salsita bien picosa.
Oh my God, con un clamato. Oh, wow.
Oh,
Oh, yes.
perfect for a Monday.
Ah,
Yeah.
oh my God, I have clamato. I'm so gonna make myself a clamato right now.
Oh my God, that
Ay,
sounds
pues
so
ahí te
good.
tomas uno por nosotras, ¿no?
Girl,
Sí.
I make the best michelada clamatos ever.
Mm.
Oh,
Ah,
yeah.
Hace mucho que no me tomo uno. Ya me hace falta.
and I even have like the tamarindo.
Oh
Oh yeah, I
my
got
gosh,
salsa
yes.
Maggi. I put lemon, salsa Maggi, Worcestershire sauce.
Worcestershire sauce.
Todo
Ajá.
así rico, tabasco, obvio, limón, sal, pimienta.
Ya se
¿Le
me
pones
hizo agua la
tajín también?
Oh, that's gonna be my dinner. Mhm.
You
Cheers.
see, y'all, we inspire each other.
Oh,
I know.
that was the best inspo of tonight.
Yeah, it's so important though to really be yourself, and I feel that like right now with social media, it's like not so easy to, you know, like want to be yourself because you see all of these influencers and people who, you know, you're like, hi, mira, yeah, yo quiero ser así, you know, but you really have to like focus on yourself, porque ahí es donde empiezas with comparing yourself, and then you're like, ay, why am I not happy, you know? Y pues es por eso, porque estás ahí comparing.
And you know, I feel like with influencers, not everybody, but I am gonna generalize. Like, if you really look at an influencer when she or he started, they have 1,000 nose jobs, 1,000 1,000 Botox sessions. They're not themselves anymore.
That's true.
And so, I mean, if you want to be an influencer, whoever's listening to us, go ahead. But let's look at you in 10 years or in 5 years. See how you look. It's not going to be you. You're going to be somebody else, which is a fake.
That's
And that's
true.
fine. If that's what makes you happy, go ahead, get it all. You know, spend all that money. That's fine.
Yeah.
Pero qué hueva. Ain't nobody got time to be spending all that money.
I know. It is a lot of money.
You can do so much more with that type of money.
Expensive.
Yeah.
I mean, even like the microblading for the eyebrows is like $600, and then you'll see months and we'll touch up for another $700. I'm like, I just want my fucking eyebrows done. Like, anyway.
Mejor una ponerse ahí, ¿no? Hacérselo uno mismo.
Sharpie, a good old Sharpie.
Hey, así se hacía in the old times.
Whatever.
Oh my gosh, no.
Todas in middle school.
For real. Oh my God. Oh, funny.
That's so bad.
Super bad.
Yeah.
Oh, well.
No, pero aquí we recommend for y'all to be yourself. No importa si no, estás un poquito loquita. Who cares? You know, like, be yourself. You're always going to find people who are going to be maybe just like you, or who are going to, like, accept you, you know?
Yeah.
I love the crazy ones because I'm crazy.
Yeah.
It's so boring.
You're just Fernanda.
Yeah, I mean, we're just us, you know? All of us are just ourselves.
Sí, it's like, te caigo bien o te caigo mal. Okay.
Yeah.
Did you ever have when you started like with you know, with the whole acting and all of this entrepreneurship journey, how did your family react to that? And did you care how they reacted? I mean, like what I can see and what I can tell about you is that you don't really care. You blocked all of the negativity right away. Pero pues, were there any like challenges like that you had?
Yeah, I mean, I remember when I told my parents I'm moving to LA, they were like, what? Like, how? With what money? You know, they didn't have money. I didn't have money. I was like, well, I don't have money, but I'm going to drive there every single Monday, Wednesday, Friday. I already applied for the school and I have a scholarship, and I'm going to drive and come back and I'm going to study and work on the bank. Like, I had it all figured out. And my dad and my mom were like, they could tell that there was no stopping me. Like, I had already made up my mind And so they never said no. I mean, I was already, 18 and a half, almost 19 or 20. I don't remember. No, I was 19 going on 20. So really, I was an adult already. They couldn't be like, no, señorita, no se va.
Sí.
And then we had already had this conversation, about me wanting to be an actor. So they knew it was already there. It wasn't the first time.
Mm-hmm.
But let me tell you something. When I moved to LA and I started acting, and finally I started doing shows. Finally, one day my parents came to see me at a show, and it was a really, really good show. And so my dad at the end said, I feel good now. Like, I know you're going to make it.
Oh.
Because he saw me on stage and he saw how much I enjoyed myself and, how much passion I had. And so he just stopped worrying. I mean, they always worry because I'm always like, no job, no job. But it's like, I'm a fighter, so they know that.
Mm-hmm. Oh, that's so cute.
Yeah.
No, y es que hay veces en que they have to see you. It's a lot of parents are just like, no, pero it's like, you have to see me, see my passion. I feel that when they see your passion with what you're doing, ahí es donde ya agarran la onda, ¿no? And they're like, oh my God, like, yes, go for it. I believe in you. I can see that you can do it, right?
Yeah, I feel like it's like you girls, I'm sure that when you told your parents that you were going to do a podcast, un poque, like, ¿cómo se come? Like, they don't know, So as soon as they see you taking it serious, it's like they start learning. They go on this journey with us.
Mm-hmm.
So it's better not to care for their, permission or for them to accept. It's more like, let me show you what I'm about to do.
That's true.
Yeah. And how was it like every holiday that, would you spend it with your family, luego las tías and los tíos and everybody there, like, ay, mira la Fernanda ya anda.
Yeah, even now, they call me la famosa, or like, it's funny because people always tell me, ¿por qué no te vas a Televisa to do novelas? And it's like, no, if I would have wanted to go, I would have gone a long time ago. So everybody's always very opinionated on your career. Like, why don't you do this? Why don't you do that? ¿Por qué no te pones de novia con este artista? ¿Por qué no le hablas a Sebastián Rulli? It's like, or if I'm invited to, for example, I'm really good friends with Chiquis. She invited me to her wedding. Like, oh my God, fuiste la boda de Chiquis? It's like, or they ask me ¿y quién es la persona más mamona que has entrevistado?
Sí, no.
They want to know all the chisme.
Híjole.
Yeah. So it's
Y luego al rato ya andan diciendo, ay, no, estás bien payasa, ¿verdad? ¿Quién te dijo, Fernanda?
Yeah. O sea, imagínate, they start saying I said it.
Man.
But you know what? At the end of the day, this is right now, I have makeup. Right now I have makeup, but I never have makeup. My family never sees me the way they saw me and see me on TV. I never look like the way I look on TV. That's not who I am. It's just for makeup and the lights. So I feel like my family, actually my mom always tells me, hija, arréglate, maquíllate, vas a salir con esas chanclas. That's more the Fernanda my family gets, and my cousins are all confused. How is that cosa looks like that? It looks like this in persona. What's happening?
Hollywood, everyone.
Right? Welcome to Hollywood.
Welcome to Hollywood, baby. It's all fake. Yeah.
No, sí, pero así pasa. I think all moms are like that. Porque igual yo, every time that we're about to record and we have a special guest, y luego ahí ando yo en la cocina y mi mamá, oye, ¿que no vas a grabar? And it's like, yes. Pues, mira, arréglate poquito el pelo. It's like, what? It's through Zoom. I'm really on sweatpants right now. We're no makeup on, Pero, sí, así pasa. It's like, pues ya que. We are who we are.
Estamos en confianza.
¿Verdad? No, es que así, yo me siento mejor without makeup, which is weird. It feels like you should feel better, but I feel at my best without makeup.
You don't have any makeup right now?
No.
Wow, qué increíble. No, for sure, girl.
La luz.
Natural beauty right there.
For sure.
The lighting.
hay que dejar respirar, you know, your skin.
Sí, también.
Yeah, it's good. It's
For
good
sure.
for you. Sí. No, hombre, Fernanda, pues you have been in like a long journey and through like everything. And you're so inspiring and empowering for all of us. And I know that you have a project,
The medical
gown project.
Yes.
Yeah, tell us a little bit about that.
Wow. Yeah, that thing right now is coming full force. I mean, that's one of the reasons why I'm so exhausted.
Gosh.
So basically what it is, it's a beautiful community initiative where I have been able to gather a group of people to work with me and help me make medical gowns for doctors, COVID patients, nurses, and dentists, like basically everyone in the medical field that needs medical PPE gear. And so what we're gonna do is we have a beautiful partnership with the LA Times en Español, and Altamed is supporting me with this, and we're gonna raise the money to create these gowns, create jobs for people in Los Angeles that are most in need, and then we're gonna donate these medical gowns to facilities in Southern California that need urgent PPE gear. And so this is what I've been working on. It sounds like really easy, but it's so much work. It's so many logistics. It's so many legalities. It's so many, I mean, it's $30,000 that we're trying to raise, you know? So, but at the end of the day, I believe that we're going to do this and that it's going to be bigger than I can ever imagine, because we are here to help. So it cannot go on the, you know, it has to go well.
Yeah.
And can we donate? Sorry.
Can we donate?
It's the way we're doing this is like you purchase a gown and we give that gown on behalf of you. So you can donate $5, $10, but the one gown costs $50. If you go to the medicalgownproject.com, you can read about us and you can purchase a gown and we're going to gift it. So we're also going to match the gowns. So let's say you guys purchase one each. So that's 2 gowns. So we on the Medical Gown Project are going to match that. So we're going to give 4 gowns.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So it's like big.
Is there an end date to this?
Yes, we are going to deliver the gowns in December, the week of before Christmas.
Okay.
Yes.
Alrighty. So,
but you know what?
Time.
Let me rephrase that. We're gonna give the first round.
Oh, okay.
But we will continue with this because I'm sure COVID, unfortunately, is not gonna go away anytime soon. So as long as gowns are needed, we're gonna be helping.
Awesome.
Oh, okay. So this is like an ongoing thing.
Definitely. It's just right now. It's the first. We're gonna do the kickoff. But we want to go everywhere. We want to go to the United States. You know, people in Texas it's doing really bad. I mean, everywhere right now, COVID is bad. So we just want to help as many clinics and hospitals as we can.
Awesome. Pues aquí estamos para apoyar. And if y'all are listening right now and you want to help out, you guys can check out the description on this episode and you'll find the information there. Porque pues todos sabemos cómo está ahorita todo el mundo with this COVID pandemic. It's horrible. Y pues ahorita, yes, the medical field needs our help.
Yes.
So for sure. Yeah. Okay.
Thank you.
Sí, claro. I wanted to ask you, I know that you're a border girl. You know, you were born in San Diego, but you lived in TJ. So how was that for you? How's that experience?
Awesome. Because it was never, you know, it was never weird to be Mexican or American. It was just like, I'm in Tijuana, I eat tacos, I go around, I drink, I have a cigarette when I'm 13, I do illegal stuff. And then I cross the border, now I have to be all proper and nice and U.S. citizen, and it's like, I gotta behave. So I always knew the difference between, you know, being a Mexican in Mexico and being like a Mexican in Estados Unidos. You know, it's just like, so it was like opening my life to both cultures at the same time. So I just learned. It was so much fun. Yeah. I mean, I used to cross the border without papers. It was just like, U.S. citizen, you know?
Yeah.
That's the way it used to be. Now you got to need all these things, but it's like, Yeah, it was awesome. I would
That's
have tacos
true.
and cheeseburgers. Like it was like, I remember like we would go to McDonald's to have a cheeseburger, you know, or like breakfast, or we would go to, now it's Costco, but it was back in the day, it was Price Club. You know, it's just like that duality of life. It was super cool.
You would do Sanborns and Soriana, and then
Exacto, like La Ley, you know, Soriana, Sanborns, and then over here, because Walmart wasn't around back then, you know, it was only in the States. It's like automatically like this duality. Like you just have culture, double the culture like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's beautiful.
Yeah, I think, Diana, you and I are also from the border, right? Like,
I love it.
Yo me acuerdo, it's like cruzamos por pan, you know? El
Yes.
pan.
Tortillas.
Oh, yeah.
Sí, para comer, ajá.
Of course.
Sí.
I
Or
love
for the
it.
dentist or for the doctor, like,
Yeah.
I still do. I mean, my dad tomorrow's gonna go pick up some stuff that they're sending me from, where are they sending me from? I don't remember if we Guadalajara, from somewhere from my store, and it's like, ve a Tijuana, ve por ellos.
Sí.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's awesome. I love being in a border city, border town. I love
It's
it.
a privilege.
I still need to go to TJ. I haven't gone, but cuando ya se controle todo lo del COVID, sí, siempre I'm like.
Where are you at right now, Diana? Oh, you're in San Diego.
Yeah, I'm in San Diego. Well, I'm from El Paso, Texas, pero I'm in San Diego right now.
Oh my God! So you've been to Tijuana?
No, I haven't. I still need to go. No.
Why?
I know. Because I don't know. I like no conozco, no,
Oh
you
my
know.
God, girl. Y tú, a ver, no puede ser, María, ¿tú dónde estás? ¿También en San Diego?
I wish. I wish. No, you'll stay in Texas, South Texas.
Fine.
Yeah. Oh, over here.
Yeah, no.
No,
Pero when I was in El Paso, íbamos a Juárez. So siempre, you know, pero ya estaba acostumbrada en Juárez, pero aquí nunca he ido a Tijuana. Todavía me falta ir a comer y a visitar. Sí quiero ir a comer.
A Puerto Nuevo, Ensenada.
Rosarito, todo eso.
Oh my God, it's beautiful.
Todavía me falta.
Yeah, well, you've got time. Hopefully next year, whenever. I hope, you know, we gotta remain hopeful for next year.
Yeah, for sure.
For sure.
Calm down and get back to the way it was, or better. You know,
or
yes,
better.
better.
Be better.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. But this is amazing. You know, I like how we're all like border girls, and we know about that. We know the experience and how it feels, and it's honestly, it's amazing. It's amazing because of the food. Bien honesta, of the food.
La cultura, ajá.
Sí, pues, es que ahí es donde te das cuenta, you know, that food is so different. Like, especially the tacos, you know, it's like, it's
I don't
different.
eat Mexican food in LA. I don't care what ghetto ass restaurant you take me to, que me digas que la mamá de Ponchita. No. No, because the ingredients are not from Mexico. It's like, el pan aquí, el pan dulce es amarillo. Who the hell makes amarillo pan dulce? That doesn't look like that. In Tijuana, in Mexico, is white. ¿Sabes? O sea, it's el queso fresco. What fresco? It's fucking fake. It's salt. I know. Don't even get me started.
Yeah, that's true.
Yellow cheese. ¿Qué? I mean, I know it's yellow cheese, pero no.
No. Tex-Mex. I don't like Tex-Mex.
Yeah. I'm not into Tex-Mex. I mean, I love Selena. That's as far as Tex-Mex.
For real.
Yeah, and that's usually something that they always tell me. Tex-Mex food is the best, right? It's like, no, no, it's not.
Hay que preguntarle a Bri si fabrica. She would die. Oh my God.
No, it's not. It's like, if you've never been to Mexico, you have to go and try their food. You're gonna fall in love. Asiáticos se van a querer regresar.
Sí, la verdad.
That's the only reason why people say sometimes, because I mean, that's why Americans, gringos, move to Mexico when they retire, because they know what a good enchilada is, they know what a good taco is, they know what a good tostada de ceviche is. It's like they're not messing around. They know.
See? Yeah, it's true. It's true.
Now we're hungry.
I know, like,
Yeah, like you.
Yep.
No.
I don't have any food. Joder.
Okay, no, y ahora para ir a la tienda, you have to like wear everything, you know, like your mask and gloves and whatnot. It's crazy.
So
Delivery. Right. No, hombre, Fernanda, pues thank you so much for being here with us today. Is there any advice that you'd give to anyone out there who's planning or wanting to start a new business, but they're afraid to do so because they have no idea how to do it? What advice would you give them?
For sure. I feel like there's two things I would say. One is don't worry about the money. Like if you have $100, start with $100. If you have $500, start with whatever you got. If you don't have it, save up 100, like make a plan of how much you're going to need to make that one first product. You know, don't worry about the money. The money will come. And two, be patient. Be patient with yourself. Be patient with everybody around you that's telling you that you can't do this. Be patient with everybody around you that's telling you that you can do this. Be patient with every single obstacle that comes your way, because if you're not patient, you're going to give up. We cannot expect results right away. We have to understand that everything takes time. So just the key word is patience. That's my advice. Like just be kind to yourself. Be patient and enjoy the ride.
Yeah. I believe this whole year has been all about patience, no?
Yeah, I mean,
Oh my gosh.
growing, you know, like soul searching, like what is my
Yeah,
life
for
about?
sure.
So much.
That's
Do you
2020
have-
for me.
Yeah. Do you have a favorite dicho or a quote?
I do. It's a Buddhist quote because I do practice Buddhism. So it's, I'll explain it after. I'll say it. Rely on the law and not upon persons. And what that means, the law is talking about what we chant, which is Nam-myoho Renge Kyo, which means devotion to the mystic law. And the mystic law is cause and effect, and it's through sound. That's what Nam-myoho Renge Kyo means. So basically what rely on the law, not upon persons, it's saying is rely on your cause and effect and not on the people around you. Don't depend on people to help you. Don't depend on people to say yes to you. Don't depend on people to approve you. Don't depend on people to like you. Don't depend on do not rely upon people. A lot, you know, go for it. Do this on your own. How? By being a good person. You know, making the cause, and it will have an effect. So me as Fernanda, I am always striving to do good because the effect will be the best. If I'm an asshole, if I'm a bitch, if I'm jealous, if I'm a mean girl, guess what? The universe is going to reflect that. So that's my go-to. Rely on the law and not upon persons. I do not rely upon persons. I don't need anybody. Yes, this life is about teamwork, but the people that want to be are the ones that don't. Bye, Felicia's.
Yeah.
And it hurts, but it's okay. We want the ones that love us, not the ones that don't. Especially like guys. Guys too can be assholes.
Oh yeah.
Oh.
Like I mean, this has nothing to do with that, but like there's this one guy that I was seeing, and all of a sudden he stopped calling. I'm like, what? Like, ghost somebody. Like I've never been ghosted in my life. Like, what an asshole. It's like, what happened?
¿Quién se cree?
¿Verdad? Yeah.
Your inner telenovela, you know, comes out.
You know, but it's just like, that's such a bad thing to do to someone. Like, don't be an asshole. Just tell me, you know what? I don't think it's going to work, Fed, or I'm going through this, or I'm going to be a man. But then we have expectations of people, so for that, you know, that's what I'm saying. Like, we can't depend on people for our happiness. We just got to do it ourselves. Be happy.
That's true. I love that.
Yeah. And if you're single out there, there's someone out there for you. But, you know, love yourself. Aprovechen que ahorita tienen el tiempo with yourself, you know. That's
Sí,
what I'm
aprovechen.
doing. I'm loving myself. Diana la engaged. Diana la engaged.
Aprovechen, por favor. Aprovechen que están single.
Diana, you're engaged?
Yeah.
Wow. That's awesome.
Yeah. No, y yo acá, la María, living the single life.
Yes. Yeah.
I've been single for a long time, so ahí está, ahí nos está buscando el príncipe azul.
Ándale, ajá.
Sí, no, es que yo creo que no se dan cuenta, right, because of the mask. It's like, pues no saben que soy yo, ¿verdad?
O vienen burro, o vienen patas,
Ándale,
dos patas, como dicen.
Vienen pompis.
Vienen pompis a pie, who knows? Hurry up!
I know.
Oh my God.
Thank you so much for all the laughs. I needed that today.
Yeah, I love this. It's so good. Thank you.
A beautiful, beautiful day, you know.
Yeah.
Beautiful day for the laughs and everything that we did. It's a great way to start a Monday, you know.
Yeah.
It's always good. Laughter is always the best, honestly.
It's the best medicine.
Uh-huh. Yeah, it is. It is. And, you know, like, Fernanda, I see you in a freaking, like, comedy movie.
I know, me too.
Pues ya te veo, you know.
Ya la
Y
vi,
yo,
ya la
yo
vi.
allá atrás de extra.
Repartiendo los tacos.
Los tacos y las micheladas, please.
Ajá.
Sí, un sip de cada una, ¿no?
You'd be the worst, girl. You'd be eating on
I
set.
know.
Y nada, que los tacos eran de mentira.
Ay, no.
Hollywood.
Hell no. You know, really, the other day I was filming a commercial for Kaiser, and they, you know, in COVID, and they gave us the ugliest food because now everything has to get packaged.
Yeah.
It's not like the catering anymore where you go and you serve yourself a salad and whatever, lasagna. No, ya todo bien empaquetado, and it's disgusting. I was like, what is this? Like, can I get more dressing? No, that's it. That was in the package. It's
Oh.
horrible, horrible. Fuck COVID.
For real. Yes, amen to that.
For real.
Yeah. Todo arruinó. Literally, todo.
It's not pretty.
Bueno, let's remain hopeful, y'all. Let's remain hopeful. Vienen cosas mejores. Sí, vienen cosas mejores. And we have to stay optimistic and think, you know, the best. Just stay hopeful, honestly. Stay hopeful. Es como hace días le estaba diciendo a Diana, yo, you know, like, ya casi, ya mero se va a acabar el año, you know, ya aguantaste, ya nada más te faltan 2 meses, aguántate tantito más, you know. Because, sí, like, yeah, sí se puede, sí podemos. Ya toda estresada, ¿no?
Sí se puede. Todo shaky.
Pero bueno, ahí aguante.
Oh my God.
Oh my God.
Are the worst.
It's the reality of COVID. If you're listening to us, I think ya se dieron cuenta que ya nos afectó tantito. Tantito.
Die.
Oh my God.
Oh no.
Oh my God.
Y eso que tal no tomaba unas micheladas,
Exactly. Let me be clear, like que pues ahorita we're not drinking or anything.
I'm drinking. This is
We're not.
Oh my God.
Alitas.
O Diana, ¿qué le echaste el agua, Diana?
I know.
Diana, es tu culpa. It's all your fault, Diana. Oh my God.
Oh my God.
Well,
Okay.
I hope you guys are laughing with us because, yes, let's remain hopeful. Let's remain hopeful. Fernanda, thank you so much for this, for your time, and for getting to know us Insightfulbabes.
It was really great to connect with you girls. Thank you so much. I congratulate you on this mission that you have. It's beautiful, and in your friendship, I can feel like how organic it is. Así es que lo que necesiten de mí, cuenten conmigo, y un saludo a toda la gente que nos escucha. Just thank you so much for connecting and listening to us.
Igual, thank you. Thank you for tuning in to our Insightful Babes podcast. Make sure to stay tuned for more of our special guest episodes, Chisme Time episodes, and more.